All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We are here doing a Super Bowl edition of Nerdcamp Sports this morning. We gonna talk about the game a little bit, and then we got some lists to have a little fun. How's everyone's mental health? Scale of 1 to 10 today.
Mine's an 8.
Yours is not relevant, Mister 60 degrees. Okay.
Well, you asked.
I'll be honest with you, dealing with this seasonal depression stuff, man. It's freezing cold out here. It's like -3 out where I'm at. I can honestly say probably a 4 or 5. I'm not feeling it, but we're here.
Fuck it, we ball.
Um, Between the weather, people driving me crazy at work, then a family that's really like family to me. They all used to live across the street from me, but they got a lot going on in their family dynamic right now. So I'm just kind of, trying to keep them prayed up.
Okay. What's your mental health? That R&B.
5.
Right now, if mine can go where the temperature is, due to the temperature, that's where mine is. And the negative. Only because of the temperature.
Facts.
Well, we gotta get right into it. But, hope everyone's doing good today. Ready for the game, except Brandon.
And
What?
me, I don't want to see this, but it is what it is.
But you gonna
I'm gonna
watch
find
it.
something.
Yeah, it's nothing else to watch.
Listen,
I'm gonna find something to do.
it's a Super Bowl no one wants and a halftime show no one wants.
Yeah.
X.
Brandon ain't watching the Super Bowl. Him and Josh Allen supposed to be hanging out.
I mean, he does live in Fireball, California. I should be close. Yeah.
So, just so
All right,
everyone
that's my only
knows,
Josh Allen take of the day.
It's on him. It's his fault.
So, just so y'all know, today we're just gonna go over the game and our list. As for tomorrow, just so y'all know, here's what I got on the docket. We will be deep divulging into the NBA. I haven't written those topics out yet, but I do have Falcons cutting Kirk Cousins before a new league year. Jim Shorts leaving the Browns. Stafford MVP. Vrabel Coach of the Year. Garrett Defensive Player of the Year. Hall of Fame class. And changes to Hall of Fame voting solely based on, from what I'm reading, Bill Belichick's snub. And then I'll have some NBA topics. Just so if you have anything to add, anything I might have missed, please do send. So I want to start with a question. And I think we're going to all answer the same, but I'm going to ask it. Is everyone taking Seattle tonight?
Yes.
No.
You're taking New England.
Yes.
Okay, you can start. Why are you taking New England over Seattle?
For no other reason, they just feel like a team of destiny. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and they've just been riding that wave. Something's going to happen. The ball's going to go their way. I have no rhyme or reason, but just something's telling me that they got it.
I mean, I will say this, and I've said this to people all week, and it's more or less of the fact that people are like, and there's no doubt that the Patriots had the easiest schedule to get to 14-3 and get to this point. But by the numbers, they beat 3 of the top 5 defenses to get here. By the numbers. So that's something to be accredited for, because I always say you win the games you're supposed to during the season, but you have to have some kind of adversity during the season, because you're not going to see those teams in the playoffs. And I'm going to tell you now, I think that if the Patriots want to win it, they do need to do it today, because I looked at their schedule next year. and all of their away games outside of their two of their three divisional games are against teams that are usually above 500 and also playoff contenders. So the Chiefs are in there. I remember the Jaguars in there. I remember Denver in there. I remember oh god, I want to say Philly was in there. So Drake May is going to have to do this again next year. And it's going to be a lot easier to do that with a Super Bowl ring than without one.
So, with that being said, Mike, are you saying that window's closing?
I wouldn't say that. Nice try.
Okay.
Nice try.
Yeah, but that's what it sounds like. That sounds like the diet version of saying that. Let me
No.
finish this real quick.
No.
I'll let you cook. Let me cook. Now it's my turn.
Hold on. No. You cannot say a window's closing on a third-year quarterback.
No. Hold up. You just
I'm
said
saying that
You
it's
just
going
said
to be easier to do that with a Super Bowl ring than without one.
Gentlemen, didn't you just hear him say, if they're going to win it, they got to win it now? Wasn't that his first opening line?
That's what you heard. That's what you heard.
So can you please repeat? Can you please repeat?
That's what you.
Okay.
That's what you heard,
and
but I don't necessarily think that can be taken as the window is ultimately closing.
Okay, so can you please repeat your opening line, what you came out with? Please.
Obviously, you remember it better than me.
Okay, but I got it wrong. So can you please repeat it so we get it right?
I would, but to be honest with you, bro, I don't remember it.
Okay, well, can someone repeat it, please, so I'm not wrong? So someone else.
Essentially, what Michael was expressing was that we all know that New England had the easiest schedule in the league this year, which helped them to get to 14 wins. It was very beneficial. All Mike was saying is that he wasn't saying that window was closing. He's saying next year they're going to have a first place schedule, like all division winners do. You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes that matters. Sometimes it doesn't, because y'all know how it is too. We look ahead to next year's schedule. Teams that you thought was going to be, nobody could have told us that Baltimore wasn't going to be in the playoffs this year. And anybody who had Baltimore on their schedule, you assume that to be, So all Mike is saying is that he didn't say that they can't win moving forward. What he said was that it's going to be a lot more challenging for them to do it next year, given that they're going to have a first place schedule and they're not going to be able to sneak up on nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Am I getting that right, Mike?
Yeah, there's just going to be expectations.
Okay.
I wouldn't. But like I said, saying the window's closing is asinine at this point.
And why? And let me ask you this question: Why is it that you chose the Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks?
I didn't choose the Patriots.
No, I didn't say you chose the Patriots. What I'm saying is to make that type of statement. That statement was meant for the Patriots versus the Seahawks. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Because we all know that window's closing. Like, gentlemen, this is what the problem is. No one wants to face the reality. This team had the luckiest run and the most injury-riddled AFC we have ever seen since the beginning of football. Patrick Mahomes injured. Lamar Jackson injured. Joe Burrow injured. I said this last week, and I've been saying this for the past few weeks, that this window is now. If they don't win now, they're not going to be able to win absolutely any other time as long as Drake May is quarterback. And you can quote me because I said that for the past few weeks. And this proves it. He just said it. Him over there. Wait, there we go. Okay. Now, the point is, the reason why I'm saying that is because we all know that they played just good enough to win games. Prime example is what happened last time they played up against for the AFC Championship when they went up against the Broncos. Oh, so now all of a sudden, Bo Nix is injured. How many injuries do we need to see? How many injuries happened? They played up against a good defense, a great defense actually, out there in Denver, and almost lost. They almost lost. If Drake May wins this Super Bowl, good for him. But if he goes out there and loses this Super Bowl, I guarantee you he's not going back to the AFC championship because look at the injuries, look at the
Bold
history,
statement.
and on top of that, yes, and I'm standing on it because on top of that, if he would have went up against, let's say Lamar Jackson in the first round with the Ravens, and they went up against each other, I guarantee you they would have won that game if Lamar Jackson was healthy and in the playoffs. Versus it being, their first round, they get in there and they lose. I mean, they beat the teams, but at the end of the day, we'll see. But if they don't win this championship, I guarantee you they're going to have a tougher schedule and a tougher chance getting to the AFC Championship next season.
Well, Drake real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go. Drake May already has more wins in the playoffs than Lamar Jackson, so that's a bad statement.
No, and that's fine. He can have all the wins in the world, but once again, injuries and luck. You said it. They snuck up on teams. They snuck up on teams because everyone was hurt and nobody expected the Patriots to be as good as they are. They don't have a number one wide receiver that is a actual good wide receiver.
They got Booty, baby. They got Booty.
They got Diggs.
And Booty is Booty. Booty is freaking
Diggs
Booty. And Diggs and Booty. That is crazy.
Diggs and Booty.
Pause. But anyway,
pause.
I'll let you.
Go ahead, R&B.
I'll let you guys cook.
Go ahead, R&B.
I just kind of wanted to come in and say that I feel like Rodgers' argument would have more credence to it if New England had played some of these teams that had these big injuries. They didn't play all of the teams that had the big injuries. They played the schedule that they had. And they, what I'm saying? And then once they got to the playoffs, they like Mike said, they went on to beat three of the top five defenses this year. Like, I don't care if it's a struggle game or whether you blow them out. When you beat three of the top five defenses en route to get into the Super Bowl, that's impressive. Like I said that last week. We not that far apart, Raj. Like, I get where you coming from, but we still have to give credence to what they've done. Like, it's some credit to be given there. We can see their schedule for what it is, but we also can, on the other hand, be able to see that they did what they had to do and they've gotten where they wanted to be, which is the Super Bowl.
Real quick, and I'll let you guys
Josh Allen don't help your argument. And this is no shade at Solstice. This is no shade at Solstice. But Josh Allen does not help your argument because all of those injuries were there and he failed to get there.
Okay, but he didn't play up against them. But look, let's take a look at the window that they had right now. They went up against the Chargers. Okay, nobody expected nothing from them, right? So they won.
The Chargers had one of the top defenses.
Yeah, but
and the worst offensive line in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. And Herbert couldn't score. He couldn't get nothing off.
Because nobody could protect him.
What it is.
He had garbage men out there blocking for him.
We can't act like the Patriots don't have a good defense either.
Okay, they do. They got a good defense. They got top 10 defense. But hold on. This is what I'm saying about luck and timing, right? So they go up against the Chargers. Then all of a sudden, Justin Herbert don't know how to score anymore, right? Boom. Okay, cool. 3 to 16, right? Patriots. Then they go up against the Texans, right? 16-28, they beat the Texans because you got freaking CJ Stroud out there giving more turnovers than a pastry shop. So
with no Nico Collins.
With no Nico Collins, injuries. Key guys injured, right? Then you turn around and you beat the Broncos without Bo Nix. How lucky do you have to get? We talking about three?
I hear where you're coming from, Raj, but in every championship run, damn near in any sport, I think we could point to a little bit of luck that may have helped the team out. It happens every year.
Or a little bit of witchcraft.
This is the last thing I'll say on it. Will knows this. You guys know this from doing the show with me over a year now. I'm a big Steph Curry fan. I fuck with Golden State. Even going back to the old BD and Beatrice, all of them. When Golden State won that first championship, nobody thought Golden State was going to win that championship. It was a lot of stuff that helped them en route to get into that first finals. A lot of injuries, Chris Paul, Kawhi, so on and so forth, that helped them en route to get into that first championship when they beat Cleveland, right? In 2015.
Right.
They went on to win 3 more. They went on to win 3 more. So just because things may kind of set in your way in order for you to get over that hump that first time, don't mean that you're not going to be able to do it the second time. If anything, you just gaining that experience. Now you learning how to win and you know how to win, and it may be tougher for teams next year. Teams might try to think that they're not sneaking up next year and have them as the 100, and they blowing their shit out. We don't know. We have to see.
Okay.
And I also say is you're so stuck in discrediting Drake May. Why can't we credit their defense for holding those teams to those points
We
and
did.
having the
We
and
said
having the
top
third
10.
That's because he wish Drake May was a Jet.
That's not true. Don't say that. I didn't
and
say that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
you
is.
didn't have to.
That's all this is pure Jet AFC West hatred.
This is his trauma response.
Yeah.
It might be, okay? But look, the point is
This
we
is what
can't
he's hoping for.
we can't deny that this has been the most witchcraft, aka Robert Kraft type run. Okay? This man is out here doing some trickery with the injury. You can't nothing can explain how Bo Nix ended up injured after the game. How did that happen?
Bo Nix got hurt during the game. He got hurt right at the end when he did the QB kneel to run the clock out. He knelt down and broke his fucking ankle.
That sounds
They
like
showed
a
it.
sham job, man. I don't know.
That's
But go
that's
ahead,
the
Doc.
craziest injury since Plaxico shooting himself.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh, what was?
Tell me
Nah,
I'm
hold on.
lying.
You're
Tell me
hold on.
I'm
I got one
lying.
better for you.
Hey,
I got Kevin Cobb slipping on a mat for the Buffalo Bills.
Oh.
Hey, look,
I
is
might
this going
have
is
I
this
might
going to turn
have
into a
a
list? Is this going to turn into
That's
a
it.
list?
The most ridiculous injuries. I'm here for it.
I might have one for you though, Agent Solstice. Steven Tulloch, first year with the Lions, signed a big contract leaving Pittsburgh. We had a good year that year. This fool tore his ACL in the end zone celebrating. All he did was jump up
Celebrating.
and come back down and
Yeah.
tore his ACL.
I remember
Wait,
that.
wait,
Yeah.
wait, bro. Correct. It wasn't in the end zone, right? It was just like on a routine tackle in the middle of the field somewhere. Like it
No,
wasn't
No,
a
it wasn't.
sack. It wasn't.
Wasn't it
he
the
had
kicker and he was celebrating and
he
he
had
felt
one
he?
interception and he was celebrating and tore his
Grammatica.
ACL.
Yeah.
Grammatica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, man.
That's terrible.
Look, my hero, Isaiah Thomas, broke his goddamn hand punching Bill Lambier in practice. You know what I'm saying? I can do this all day.
Geno Smith getting punched in the face.
You know
Oh
man,
man.
craziness. What I would say is like Raj, I don't necessarily disagree with your premise that it's gonna be more. I don't like your choice of words when you say that window is closing or gonna close. Um, Short of having Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron, prime Aaron Rodgers, like certain the highest, the quarterbacks that's on that top tier. Your window is always fluctuating anyway, and that's the thing about a window. You can open it the whole way, you can shut it, you can have it halfway, it could be 3/4, 1/4. So most NFL teams, their window is fluctuating year to year anyway. Sometimes because of injuries, sometimes because of mismanagement, sometimes because of drafting well and staying above the fray. Whatever people wanted to say about Mike Tomlin not winning a playoff game in how many ever years, Dan Roethlisberger was ass them last couple of years. And you know what I mean? We talk about basically what, like 8 years or something like that now of not really having a quarterback and still being able to compete. You know what I'm saying? In a league that's designed for turnover. So I say all that to say, like, when you talk about that window closing, like, yeah, it's going to be more challenging for them next year. But again, if you are a competitive team, you always going to have one of the more challenging schedules in the league anyway. So that's, for me, that's just not even the thing that, because if you are that good, you're going to show and prove it. You know what I'm saying? And in regards to, like, fluky shit or injuries or whatever, listen, Eli Manning might go to the Hall of Fame for having two, and I ain't even gonna say 2 good years, 2 amazing playoff runs. You know what I'm saying? If he don't have a second run, which was fluky, he's fucking Joe Flacco. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, he's Joe Flacco. He had two, and those teams were middle of the pack teams. They went 9-7 both of those years, if I'm not mistaken, and was the sixth seed and had to go on the road. You know what I mean? 3 games to get to the Super Bowl, and they won those games. I'm never gonna hold it against a team for winning the game in front of them in that moment. However you get there, you know what I'm saying? It ain't always gonna look pretty and be pretty. But you know what I mean? Sometimes it is better to be lucky than good. And I don't know if I don't think Drake May is gonna end up being like one of those, top tier quarterbacks. Don't get me wrong. But from what I've seen of him so far, I'm not saying I'm putting all my faith in him, but I feel like he look like he's good enough that they're gonna be competitive with him and they'll have more opportunities, you know what I mean, moving forward. And it's up to them as an organization, just like they did with Tom Brady, to put, you know what I mean, the right pieces around him for them to be competitive. But it's gonna be, you know what I mean. But that's why I say, like, I just don't agree with your particular choice of words. I understand where you're getting at. I just don't like the words that you're using.
Okay.
I think the way that Mike was trying to articulate it is that like they have to take advantage of the best opportunity they have, which is this year.
Mhm.
But to say
Right
that,
now, yeah.
but to say that the window is closing is a little crazy, considering a point that nobody's brought up yet. They're going to have like $74 million in cap space coming up.
Mm.
So like, just because like all these teams are going to be back, that doesn't mean like this is a team sport. Like Mahomes, just because he got injured, he was what, like 4-6 before he got knocked out for the year. Like Lamar Jackson, like he had a chance to beat the Patriots, and if he did, he'd be in the playoffs right now. But he didn't, and that's why we're like the Patriots did win the games that they were supposed to do, and they won the games that like ultimately like they were toss-up games. They won the division because they beat Buffalo in Buffalo. They didn't have to face the Ravens because they beat the Ravens in Baltimore. Like so, like. There is a lot of bullshit. Like they didn't have to play the Bengals with Burrow. They played them with fucking Browning and Yandre Yosevich, but like they won that game, and that's all that matters. So like I don't subscribe to their window is closed. The year is definitely their path moving forward should definitely be harder than it was this year. But I do agree it's a bit like for both teams, for both the Seahawks and the Patriots, it's kind of like nobody expects you to be here, like, and you kind of, at least the Patriots more than the Seahawks, y'all got some really fucking luck of the draw here. Like, get it done so you can just say I got it done, and you don't have to stress like we're fucking stressing. So,
right, true, okay.
So, if you all had to put a score on tonight's game and who's going to win Super Bowl MVP, what would that score be, and who's going to be MVP of this game?
I would say
28-24 Seahawks. Jackson Smith and Jigba is the MVP.
okay.
Yeah, I picked the Patriots, so I'm gonna say just the defense shuts them down. It's gonna be 23-17 Patriots, and Drake May.
I'm gonna roll with the Seahawks 21-14. And it's gonna end up Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, he's gonna get his revenge, and it's sad because he's a former Jets quarterback that I'm gonna have to witness win a ring without the Jets.
I got Seattle 24-21. My mind tell me it's probably gonna end up being Darnold. Yeah, I'm gonna say Sam Darnold. Crazy as that shit is to say out loud, I'm gonna say Sam Darnold.
I'm going Seattle 27-23, Smith and Jigba, couple touchdowns, couple 100 yards. I just want an entertaining game.
A couple 100 yards.
Couple hundred, like it's
a couple is at least 2, so 200 yards.
That's what I'm saying.
And if he gets 200 yards, he's definitely gonna be the MVP. That's for sure.
I just want to state for the record, I feel like Smith and Jigba is gonna be the best player on the field, and probably should end up being MVP. But
Right.
if I'm, you know how this kind of stuff goes sometimes when the quarterback get more credit. You know what I mean? They get more
Yeah.
credit and more blame than they deserve a lot of times. So
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I just want to put that. I just want to put that on the record. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I
Yeah.
chose Sam Darnold because he's going to be throwing the TD passes to him. He's going to be going to throw the passes in the touchdown. They're going to end up giving it to the quarterback. So
That'll ultimately depend on if he has any turnovers or not.
true.
Right.
That's true.
True.
That is true.
That's why I was kind of, you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
wavering.
yeah, no, that's fair. Fair.
You know,
Because we got to remember we're still waiting for that Sam Darnold type of game. I don't know if
We
it's
just
going
got that.
no,
What?
exactly.
Did we not just get that?
Did you,
We,
you
we
heard me say like I can't believe I'm saying
yeah,
this shit out loud. You know
yeah.
what I'm
I
saying?
know.
But
That's why I'm like,
it wouldn't surprise me if he threw for 302 touchdowns and one interception. It wouldn't surprise me if he threw for 168, one
yep.
touchdown and three interceptions.
we waiting.
Like, you know,
So in other words, we waiting for Down syndrome Darnold to return.
Oh, that you know what? You gonna get us canceled,
you
bro.
about to get us, man, you
Yo,
about to get us canceled, bro. The views expressed on this podcast are
thank you, thank you. I didn't say that. That was AI. That was
I
AI.
miss the days when the only AI we acknowledged was, on The Simpsons.
Hell
not.
yeah. Hell yeah.
So, like I said, I just want a good game. And that's what inspired this next idea is I had said that we needed to make a top 5 list of the best Super Bowls that you have seen with your eyes.
Mm,
Therefore, for me, I can only use Super Bowls from 2004 to 2025. That's as
mm,
far back I've seen with my own eyes. So,
Damn.
which which
I,
then which then inspired. I'm like, well, 5 ain't. I can't make 10 good ones, so I'll pick 5 bad ones. So,
man,
you
I was
want to
able to make a
start?
top 10 for both, honestly.
mm.
Uh, damn. Okay, over Mr.
Because
Overachiever.
I've seen every Super Bowl since 1997. So
Okay.
the Packers
Okay,
Patriots. Yeah, no, I could fill up the list.
so I'm the old
I
man. I'm the
started
oldest one in the
watching
room.
around about 93.
I think I got
Well,
you
I'm the
beat on
youngest in the room, and I got more experience than Mike. So
Shit.
yeah,
Damn. Hell of a way to
We can
tell me
all
I'm
agree
old as
that the
fuck.
most experience
Yep.
come from Will and Raj for sure. I think
Yeah, I
because
think
they shit probably started in the 80s.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
at
right
least
around about mid
Yeah.
early 90s,
yeah,
maybe
I would
about
say
93, 94.
yeah.
First Super Bowl I remember watching was 49ers Broncos, and I was like, I'm terrible with the years and the Roman numerals and shit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
want to
But
say
I
that was
think that was like
88.
86, 87, somewhere around there, something like that.
Man, that was
Yep.
that
That's the first
55
Super
to
Bowl I
10
remember
drought.
watching. Say that again.
Damn, 86,
That
87, nigga, I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, that's
I'm,
the
I'm,
one I
I'm about
remember as well.
Mike. I'm about to be 44, bro. I was born in '82. You know what I'm
Oh, okay,
saying?
okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Man,
I'm
well,
about to be 36 in May.
Okay. And I'm not saying I've seen every single Super Bowl.
Yeah, same here.
I could probably count on one hand how many I didn't watch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yep,
long as you witnessed it, that because we
yep,
needed R&B wanted substance. So that was
most
the
definitely,
substance. You
most
had to
definitely.
have seen the Super Bowl, 4 quarters, watched it to count it,
Yeah,
not highlights. So
this is gonna be
that's
the
what.
first Super Bowl since 1997. I'm not gonna be able to add to this list.
So which list you want to start with? The 5 worst ones or the 5 best ones?
I say 5 worst.
All right, I'll start. I'm gonna go with number 5 for me was Denver and Carolina in 2016. The score was 24-10.
Yes, yes.
It was Peyton Manning last game. He did not play up like we knew he game managed. Cam Newton got fucked up the whole game, was throwing temper tantrums and never got back to the Super Bowl. That's my number 5 worst Super Bowl.
Yes, I got that as number 5 as well. Terrible game, terrible atmosphere. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened, but it looked like a car accident. It was really bad.
I also had that as my number 5.
Yeah, that was
Worst
terrible.
Super Bowls
Terrible.
of all time because it was highly anticipated to see what
Yep.
Cam Newton and that number 1 Russian offense would be able to do against that top defense, and we see how that shit went. It was a boring game. Peyton
my,
Manning wasn't Peyton Manning no more. Cam got locked down. It was boring.
my number 5 is again, I'm terrible with the, you know what I mean, the Roman numerals, but Colts versus Bears. Outside of Devin Hester returning the opening kickoff for a touchdown, that was a boring ass fucking game. And
That
even
was
if
an honorable mention.
even if Peyton Manning would have lit it up in a blowout, like, you know what I'm saying, I would have been cool with that. Like I'm not anti, like, defensive struggle type of game. Like, that could be entertaining too.
Yeah.
That game was boring as hell. That's my number 5.
I'll give just my honorable mentions, I guess.
We lost
Did we
Sauce.
lose them?
He started walking around. His signal might have got spotty.
Yep.
Is he out of town?
Yeah,
Yeah, he in LA.
he's in
Oh,
LA where it's warm. Meanwhile,
We're out here
There you
we
freezing.
go.
we're
lost his
freezing.
closest.
Oh, there you are. You froze, so we didn't hear anything you said.
Yeah, when
Shit.
you
Okay.
started walking, your signal got spotty.
All right. So that's the thing. My list is on a different tab. I have to. I guess I paused my thing. So I'll just number 5. I had Bucks Chiefs. It was just a blowout. Nothing Mahomes did mattered. Tom Brady was lighting it up with little dinks and dunks the whole game. It was a 3-score game at the end. It was just bleh.
Can I give you a slight rebuttal on that one real quick, Solstice?
Sure.
I thought about that one, but the only thing that didn't make me put that on the list is y'all might disagree with me, but for me personally, that's when I realized Patrick Mahomes was that guy. Because when I watched that Super Bowl in a losing effort, that was probably one of the most impressive losing efforts I've ever seen. I mean, he was out there running for his life. The offensive line was completely hurt. That they was blitzing him. He was hurt. He was running around making plays and not making plays, and it was moments where you felt like, oh shit, the magic about to turn on and they about to get back in the game, and it never happened. But it just was an impressive loss. I was like, when they get this shit together, this dude gonna be him, and it turned out to be true.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I've just seen my fair share of very impressive losses. So, as a Bills fan personally, watching Tom Brady again versus the guy that beat us again.
True. So number 4. Number 4's end goal was a little bit of a shocker to y'all, but I'm going with Pittsburgh defeating Seattle 21-10 in 2006.
The
That
ref
was a
job.
good game.
That was in my honorable mentions.
But to me, it was the way that the officiating was. Roethlisberger did not play well.
Many people played well.
They gave him a touchdown that they did not get.
Yes. It was poorly officiated, and that's primarily why this made it on my list was the officiating.
It was in my honorable mentions.
All right, so the number four for me, it's got to be the Ravens versus the Giants. I just don't like blowout games, guys. 34-7 in 2001. I don't know. It was one of those type of games where we knew the Giants were outmatched and they lost that game. So that's my number 4.
All right, number 4 for me, Super Bowl 29, 49ers versus the Chargers. Steve Young threw 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. and it ended up being a rout 49-26. And it wasn't even as close as that final score said. Those were garbage time numbers. And as a Steve Young fan, to watch that Super Bowl was just completely boring. A lot of those '90s Super Bowls were boring as hell, man.
Yeah.
it would be
blowout.
some routes. It would be a lot of routes.
For my number 4, I had Bucks and Raiders. That was another route. Nothing really spectacular about that Super Bowl other than the Bucks defense. We all sit here and talk shit about Trent Dilfer winning a ring.
Ugh. Lord, yes. What about you, Will?
My number 4 is Pittsburgh, Seattle. Here in Detroit at Ford Field. I am not a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I can't. I don't know if I told you this, Mike, but I just really don't rock with the Steelers at all. I told y'all that the Titans is my side piece, and they used to be the Oilers, and they all used to be in the AFC Central together. So you know what I'm saying. I still got some lingering issues with them Steelers. But Jerome Bettis is the hometown guy, and we all rooting for him. But God, that was a terrible game. Terribly officiated. Terrible production on the field. Like that was like the most lackluster, you know what I mean, Super Bowl I might ever watch. So yeah, I got Seattle and Pittsburgh, number 4.
Okay. No, number 3 for me ended up being a tie. Just because I just can't pick between the two. One, Tampa and Kansas City, 2021. The only reason that this ended up being tied is because Patrick Mahomes ran for 548 yards behind the line of scrimmage trying to save his life. Like R&B alluded to earlier, it was impressive what he tried to do. But, they were just, that offensive line was damaged and they were overmatched. Which is tied with Kansas City and Philly in 2022. 40-22. We've seen this game. I mean, Lord, was it bad? And really, it wasn't even that close. You know what I'm saying?
It was 35-0.
Yeah, I mean, that game was just boredom at its best. So that was a two-way tie. I couldn't pick between the two.
I enjoyed that one a little. My number 3, we're on 3, right?
3, yeah.
Yeah, my number 3, I had Denver and Seattle. The game that I thought for sure was going to have the NFL start trying to focus more on a defensive-centered attack after watching the historically greatest regular season offense get absolutely fucking killed by the Legion of Boom. I thought for sure the NFL, the copycat league, was going to be like, we got to do that. We got to have the best defense. And no, we continue to just double down on offense there. It was just such a bad Super Bowl.
Fair enough.
Number 3, right?
Number 3 for me. Oh.
No, go ahead. I was just wondering where we was at. Number 3?
Okay, yep. So number 3 for me is going to be Super Bowl 35. I think somebody already alluded to it earlier. Ravens 34, Giants 7.
Yes, that was
it
horrible.
just was completely boring. Completely boring.
Number 3 for me, real quick, and I hate to say it because it had the best halftime show ever with Michael Jackson. Okay. O.J. Simpson did the coin toss. I totally forgot about it until I looked it up. I was like, damn, that's right. He did do the coin toss because of the Buffalo Bills. And then of course, In Living Color was the halftime show as well.
Yeah.
They debuted In Living Color, the best sketch comedy show ever on television on Fox.
Wait, no. In Living Color did the halftime show the year before, which is why the NFL went and got Michael Jackson the next year because they lost ratings.
Facts. You're right. Little bit confused with it, but I will say this: It's the Dallas Cowboys versus the Buffalo Bills. Sorry about this, Agent Solstice. I gotta say it, man. That was a bad showing. That was a bad.
I was like 2 or 3. I don't care. Was it the first? I don't even know if it was the first or second Bills Dallas. Like
I think it was the first one. I believe.
I mean, they were both blowouts. So it was. Wait, was it the one with Don Beebe? Like,
let me see. It's just 93. So it must have been the second one.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, this is.
You talking about when Don Beebe forced the fumble at the goal line?
Chase Down, who was it? Leon.
That was I don't think that was the Super Bowl. That was Thanksgiving Day, wasn't it?
No, yeah, that was 1,000% the Super Bowl.
That was the Super Bowl. Okay,
definitely the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we were down. It didn't matter, but like that's why it was like the big play, like getting their ass beat in the Super Bowl, and man is still doing that shit. Like,
yes.
Okay.
So any Super Bowl game with the Dallas Cowboys, and that was one I vividly remember. the Michael Jackson performance. Any Super Bowl with the Cowboys, I don't want to watch it, especially when they win 52-17. Horrible, horrible game.
Well, at least we haven't had to watch that in over 30 years. Not even an NFC Championship.
I think that was the last time too.
Yeah.
No.
They played they beat the Steelers like 2 years later.
Steelers. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
The Thanksgiving Day game I'm thinking about was Dallas, Miami. When
yep. I know what you're
yeah. Same dude. They blocked the punt or blocked the field goal or whatever, and he tried to recover it. And that's
Leon Lett.
That's what I was
twice in his career.
Yeah, Leon Lett. Yeah. That's what I was. That's what I was mixing it up with.
That's amazing.
My number 3 is Patriots Rams. Tom Brady's first Super Bowl win. Boring game. I wanted the Rams to go in there and light them up, in part because I was so pissed off, and I'm not a Raiders fan at all, but fucking Tuck rule, man. Like the way they did my boy Charles Woodson, I still carry that with me to this day, which is part of the reason, even as a diehard Michigan fan, I cannot bring myself to root for Tom Brady. Oh, Ryan to tell you, like I will root for anybody. Look, so for my Pittsburgh guys, Lamar Willie was my guy. Even in the Pittsburgh Green Bay Super Bowl, I was able to find a rooting interest because Charles Woodson played for Green Bay and Lamar Willie played for Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? I will not root for Tom Brady, and I will not root for anything Boston. But so that's my number 3. I don't even feel like they should have been there. No way.
All right.
That one personal. That's from the heart.
Number 2 for me was Seattle and Denver. Brandon alluded to it just as his number 3 blowout. Especially for the first Super Bowl in New York. I was just like, I'm like, yeah, this should be great. Like the top defense, top offense. And it just was. It just wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. Oh yeah. As soon as I remember, the ball went over his head, and my boy said to me, "How would you feel if this game was a blowout?" Like, it'd be pretty bad, and it ended up 43-8. So,
yeah.
The number 2 for me, I'm right there with you, Mike. 43-8. Super Bowl 48. That shit was bad, and y'all know I'm a Peyton Manning guy, so that made it like 10 times harder to sit there and watch that shit. Ugh, that was bad.
Absolutely.
Number 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 for me, and then, you know what? And I'm a Joe Montana guy, but once again, it's the blowouts. I don't like blowouts in Super Bowl. So that's the 1990 Super Bowl with the 49ers versus the Broncos. It was 55-10. Like I don't even remember all the details, but I do remember Joe Montana and Jerry Rice just going off, and Jerry Rice had 3 touchdowns, which was, I believe, at that time the record. So
they was a whole nother planet of a team versus what Denver was working with too.
Exactly. And I don't know if you guys remember Tecmo football.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that game?
Yeah, I remember talking about Bolt.
That was
Bo
Tecmo.
Jackson,
They was out there
baby.
playing Tecmo for real.
It was that's what it looked like. It looked like the
Whip it out.
game. Because
That's the game I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the game I was talking about. That's the first one I remember watching.
Yep. 1990. I remember that one.
For me, and I'm about to cheat a little bit. Don't take it personal, Solstice. All four of them Buffalo Bills Super Bowls. I know they had a chance to beat the Giants, and Norwood missed it.
I'm okay with the last three, but the first one, that's the only Super Bowl in history to be decided by 1 point. Are you sure about that one?
Look, I had to sit
I don't
there
know
and
about
watch
that.
them.
The other three, no problem. The first one,
So that's what I was saying. Like, I understand if you want to push back on the first. That's the point I was getting to. I understand
just
if
the
you want to
first
push back on
one.
that. I'm not going to argue you down. I'm not going to argue you down about that.
And I won't argue the other three. We're cool.
But I had to watch them get smacked by Washington, who had just smacked us in the NFC Championship.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, it was just the one. The other three, they're terrible. You're good. I got you, fam.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's my number 2.
My number 2 is number 2 because of why number 1 is number 1, but number 2 is Rams Patriots 2.
Mm-hmm.
That 13-3 absolute trash just before COVID. There's a the only reason it's not number 1 is a specific reason that's only applicable to me for why I have my number 1 as number 1. But yeah, no. If I didn't have such a sentimental reason for why number 1 is number 1, number 2 would be number 1. Rams Patriots was by far the most boring game I've seen.
And that is also my number 1.
Yes,
Rams
as well.
Rams Patriots.
Me as well. Likewise.
Yeah. So to give a little my number 1 is Ravens Giants because my dad passed away 2 days prior to that game. So I was very much grieving and got to watch a blowout. Terrible.
Yeah.
So that's just like double duty, like.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring the whole down, but like that was the worst one.
Yeah, but that Patriots and Rams game, we didn't need that.
Yeah, no argument there. It was awful.
I'd rather watch golf, man, for real. Like
the best play of the game was in garbage time. Like
no offense to people that watch golf, because I know people that's watching us watch golf. But what I'm saying is, it was one of those football games. You're like, damn, really? And then the pandemic came the next year. I'm like, damn, we might have a Super Bowl next year. So really
somebody made the comment. Wait, Will, you said I think it was you made the comment that the Patriots shouldn't have been there for the Rams Patriots the first time.
The first time, yeah.
Yeah, so that should have been fucking Chiefs. That should have been Chiefs Saints, the Rams and Patriots, between that fucking terrible no call DPI with the Rams, and then the fucking D Ford offsides that let the Patriots get away. Like, we would have had so much better of a Super Bowl if it was Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes. It's frustrating.
You're right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Saints that year for sure. I had everybody do that one. And
that was terrible. And that was a former Nickel Roby Coleman who did that shit. Oh my god.
Hey, that affects Drew Brees' legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Just
that affects Drew Brees' legacy.
Defense, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because if he possibly get to that Super Bowl and win one more, you got to look at him different in the argument,
right?
With the stats that he got,
with the numbers, and that's what I'm saying.
So
the fact that he was a pure passer at like 6 foot and like saw him looking over his offensive line, like dude was straight up absolute ball.
We caught all that smoke when he was at Purdue, so I knew. You know what I'm saying? I knew Drew Brees was gonna be nice, man.
Hell yeah.
My number 1 is also Rams, Patriots 2. The Jared Goff special. The reason why I was not exactly excited about, you know what I mean, getting him in that trade for Matthew Stafford, I wasn't, you know what I mean, mad at Stafford for trying to get out of here, but I wasn't. Y'all done heard me talk about Goff. Don't love him, don't hate him. He man. But that Jared Goff special, boy. Everybody say Stafford went and got a super team, and Goff had a super team. And he put up what was it, 3 points again, right?
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Probably the most boring Super Bowl game I've ever watched in my life. And again, fuck the Patriots. So every chance I get to say fuck the Patriots, I'm going to do that. So
Fuck the Patriots. I'll say it with you.
For real.
And I got a caveat. Rams Titans, the most
Really?
heartbreaking Super Bowl game that I've ever watched because I'm a Titans fan.
Yes, I was
So not a
going to say
bad
that. I was going to
game.
say that.
You know what I mean? Not a bad game.
Right.
What was
But
that? Oh, that's an honorable mention for me.
Oh my God. Boy.
Will, I was going to say that's like in my top 5 for the best game. Best Super Bowl game.
That's
my number 6, actually.
Look, depending on how I'm feeling, it may or may not show up in my list. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I'm still thinking about whether I'm at, because it is one of the, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, I'm in my feelings a little bit right now because I'm, sharing my pain with y'all. You know what I mean? So it may or may not show up on both lists. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, my pain is why I picked the number 1. It had nothing to do with the actual game. So,
well,
exactly.
I get it.
Well, let's talk about the best Super Bowls that we've seen now. For me, number 5, and I really like competitive games. 1 and games where the Patriots lose. Keep that in mind as premise. So number 5 for me, and it's gonna be a little bit of a shocker, but it was Baltimore and San Francisco 2013. Beyonce shut the lights off on us.
Yep.
But the game was competitive and entertaining. 34-31. That's my number 5.
It was competitive in the second half for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
they was really whooping their ass until that whole half.
So the lights went out.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I had that lower, because it was actually for a second it looked like it was going to be a blowout, and they came back after that.
But to follow up, as I already had said, I just put it in the chat too for proof. At number 5, it was Super Bowl 34, man, the 1 yard line. 1 yard line, man. The Rams 23, Titans 16. Darren McNair almost had 1. Oh, man.
That was my number 6. My number 5 is Patriots Seahawks 1. Fucking run the ball. Fucking run the ball. That's all I gotta say. Just fucking run the ball.
I gotta roll with number 5. Gotta be the it's the Rams versus the Titans. Sorry, Will, I gotta remind you, but that was the 23-16 game, and yeah, I remember that game because at that time, I don't know if you guys remember, but Nelly was like the hottest rapper at that time. And I honestly believe that kind of influenced the St. Louis Rams at that time to win that Super Bowl. So I don't know. It just seems like one of the best times in hip hop and the best time in football.
Reluctantly, I also have Rams Titans at number 5. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. So one of my pops, one of his like OGs, he was like a banker or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He used to throw a Super Bowl party every year. You know what I mean, for all of his boys. And a lot of the guys that my dad grew up, my Uncle Leonard, like we all used to go to this party every year. Once I got old enough to go to the party, this is when HD flat screens, all that was like a very new thing at that time, right? You know what I'm saying? So he had this big crazy flat screen in the living room, and then he had an old box TV over in the little dining room where all the food was situated, so that if you go to make you a plate, you could still, have eyes on the game, right? I'm sitting in the living room. It all don't be like, sometimes it's a little delay. The TV in the dining room was about a second or two ahead of the flat screen in the living room. So as I'm seeing Steve McNair throw the pass, I could hear them over there like, oh damn, they got him. And before I even saw it, I had already like
Damn, hate that shit for
I
you.
hate that. I hate that.
I hate
I hate
hate that for you,
Yeah. Oh.
rough.
bro. So,
Oh.
but yeah, I still got it at number 5 though. I still got it at
Okay.
number 5. Had a lot of respect for Marshall Falk even when he was with the coach. So I outside of that Super Bowl, I rooted for that Rams team the way that they balled out. So you know,
Word.
Okay. Number 4. I got the Giants in New England in 2008. It was
Oh.
so beautiful to see Tom Brady. It was so treacherous to see that perfect season and to go in. You know, and I'm glad I'm not a betting man because you know how many people lost money probably on this game.
Oh
You know how
yeah.
many people lost probably hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars.
Oh
But
yeah.
it was
Injuries was
so
happening.
refreshing to see Tom Brady go in there and just somehow couldn't do shit against double down Manning. I mean, we just
double down.
and it just was such a great game. It wasn't exciting at all to me, but god damn it, the Patriots lost, and that's exciting in itself.
Oh
Number
man.
4.
Yes. I'm gonna do my number 4 real quick. Number 4, I gotta say, just happened. Actually, 2 Super Bowls ago. That was the Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers. That was a really, really good game. The Chiefs won 25 to 22. And honestly, I didn't even see Patrick Mahomes uh, as like that guy yet until that game, especially beating him in overtime. Even though I kind of believe that his other rings were kind of like fluky, but that game right there really solidified him as like one of the greatest of all time for me.
Okay. I guess I'll go next. My number 4, I had the Steelers beating the Cardinals in 2009.
Mm.
I actually got to watch this game on a cruise ship. That was fucking sick. What
I
an
see a
amazing
theme with
game.
you like to go away during the Super Bowl.
During February? Yeah, during the fucking this bullshit ass just weather? Hell yeah. I like to leave during this time period. I promise you, I'm be taking like 2 weeks moving forward around this time of year. Yeah, no, I like to get the fuck out of the cold. But yeah, no, just an amazing game from Larry Fitzgerald, who just made the Hall of Fame. Kurt Warner, Hall of Fame quarterback, on blow for blow with Ben Roethlisberger. James Harrison, the longest interception return in Super Bowl history. Just an amazing final drive by Ben and Santonio Holmes, right? Just amazing game.
I 100% agree with you. That's why I have a Super Bowl 43 pitted at my number 4 spot as well. 27-23. Holmes in the end zone. Corner of the end zone, might I add. That was a great game. Great game.
Beautiful.
As much as I'm on my fuck New England shit and fuck Boston shit, which by the way, fuck New England and fuck Boston. I'm gonna give them the credit that they are due, they are deserved. New England, Seattle, round 2. You know what I'm saying? Obviously we
This
all
is
know
round 2.
That's 2015, right?
Oh no, round 1. I'm sorry, round 1. I'm sorry.
Eh.
We all know Marshawn should have got the rock. You know what I'm saying? But one of the greatest plays you'll ever see in any championship game of any sport, like you know what I mean. Can't take that away from them. It was the game. It was a good, competitive, solid game. You know what I mean? All the way through. Came down to you know what I mean. That play, I got to give credit where credit is due.
We were all Richard Sherman.
Man.
Yep. Exactly.
Word. Number 3. Number 3. Another one. It was great to know learn that Tom Brady could not beat the NFC East no matter how hard he tried. Didn't even matter if they had their starter. Didn't matter at all. If Tom Brady matched up with the NFC East, that was going to be a long Super Bowl for him. So, damn it, I got Philly defeating New England 41-33, 2018. Carson Wentz tore his ACL. They thought it was over, myself included. But Nick Foles said, nah, fuck y'all. I got this shit. And he made Brady cry and go home. Damn it, that's number 3.
Man, number 3 with me is exactly what Will put as his number 4. I hate to say it because it was such a good game. I really wanted the Seahawks to win it, but of course it's the Patriots versus Seahawks 2015 when they should have just ran it into the freaking end zone with beast mode and they lost that game. So that's my number 3.
Real quick, something I left out in that was a legacy game for Seattle.
Yeah,
like Pete
Carroll
fumbled the bag on his team's legacy with that play.
Yeah.
It was so much deeper. You know what I'm saying? Because if they get 2 Super Bowls, obviously we regard them as a all-time great defense, but that changes, you know what I mean, where they fall in the hierarchy. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So also at number 3, I have that same game. New England and Seattle, Super Bowl 49, Butler pick at the end zone. I just want to give a centimeter of a pushback on something, kind of as a question. What if they do give it to beast mode and he still don't score because people forget that he had just got stuffed the play right before the pick?
I would rather that was second down. I would rather if you went all 4 downs and stuffed Marshawn Lynch 4 fucking times, then you have earned that goddamn ring.
That is a fact.
Especially when your whole team's identity is playing physical football, offensively and defensively. That's your whole identity. So if you lose doing what you do, which is what I be when everybody be talking about, not to make it about the Lions and shit, but about, you know what I mean, fourth and fucking or whatever, all these fourth, like, we won a lot of games doing that shit. So when it don't work sometimes, it don't work sometimes. You know what I mean? But if that's your identity, stick with your identity.
I think it would have been more respected had he have done that. If he got stuffed 4 times and they lose, I would take that over throwing the ball and it ending that way.
And not even getting 3rd and 4th down.
Right, because the run to get there was amazing, right? And then for Pete Carroll to sit there and say we were playing for 4th down or 3rd down, whatever he said. Man, shut the fuck up. You lost the game because you're a moron. And that's why you got fired again. Shut up.
He got fired.
And Russell Wilson got to take his share of the responsibility in this too. He made a dumbass decision.
He needed to know that he needed to be able to read the defense there. He didn't.
Exactly.
Ball placement's important.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Am I up for number 3?
Who didn't give number 3?
Go ahead. You got it.
Well, no, you if you're doing your number 3, you can do it.
My number 3, and again, I'm cheating a little bit. It's two games for 2 different reasons. Pittsburgh, Arizona, one of the best football games I've ever seen in my life, hands down. Like, you know what I mean? And not just the plays that were made, but like that's Antonio Holmes, man. I think that kind of, I ain't gonna say it like revolutionized, the wide receiver position, but I think a lot of people coming up after that really like that toe tap. Like, you ain't see it like that. That might be the best toe tap I ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all the stakes, you know what I mean? Everything that's on the line. So amazing game. Again, to get, like somebody already mentioned, like the James Harrison, Larry Fitzgerald just doing Larry Fitzgerald shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one of the best games I've ever seen in my life. And then also, and I kind of mentioned this game earlier, but Pittsburgh versus Green Bay. That Super Bowl happened the day after my youngest daughter was born. And I remember sitting in the hospital with like her right here, and I'm sitting here watching the game, and her, my now ex-wife, right here, but just kind of You know what I'm saying? Like sitting down, it was
Yeah,
a whole different experience of sitting down and watching the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna kind of tie those two together.
That's fair.
Okay.
My number 3, I'm actually with Mike. I chose the Eagles and Patriots 2, though. I think Mike forgot that they already played once, and Tom Brady and the Patriots already did beat the Eagles in the NFC East back in 2004. But having Nick Foles come in and actually like outduel Tom Brady, it was 41-33 if I recall correctly. Like that game had fireworks from start to finish. That shit was fun to watch. That shit was, and like Mike said, we always love watching the Patriots lose. Fuck New England.
Oh man. So y'all know, everyone already alluded, but number 2 is Pittsburgh and Arizona. Obviously, James Harrison's run at halftime, which Brandon alluded to, was a key factor in that game because we were not playing well at that point. And then, one of the greatest drives I ever seen to win a game. And that's not even me just saying that. That's just the truth. Like like making crazy passes, 4th and 5. Like a lot of the stuff Mahomes does now, Roethlisberger was doing then. It just was ahead of its time in a sense, right? To some point. And then that catch in the end zone, I mean, 27-23, we may get canceled for this, but I don't even care because that's how I felt at the time. Man, the score before that drive, man, my heart went to my ass as a fan. I'm like, damn it. Like Arizona, you ain't supposed to be doing this. Larry Fitzgerald was amazing. I mean, but that was number 2 for me.
Yeah, number two for me, I gotta say, was the Patriots versus the Falcons. Um, I hate to give Tom Brady credit because I don't really like Tom Brady at all, man. But he definitely did his thing with the overtime deficit, and he came back. You know what I'm saying? He came back and beat the Falcons. And you know what? I'm glad that the Falcons are suffering the way they are. I mean, the way they've been suffering for the past few years because they shouldn't have lost that game. It was 30. It was freaking. What was it? 28-3. They didn't even
Yep.
score that game. So it just goes to show you, like, if you can't close out games, you shouldn't ever win ever again. So I think that's number 2 for me.
Number 2, I also have Atlanta and New England. As much as it pains me, very much enjoyed the first half.
Yep.
And then you can't sit there and do anything but acknowledge greatness from the second half, and just like it's annoying because you look at like Will brought up that the Santonio Holmes is an amazing toe drag catch. We would all be regarding that Julio Jones toe drag swag as one of the best of all time if they from the next 3 plays just fucking kneeled the ball and then kicked a goddamn field goal to go up 31-10 or 31-20. Like, they choked so fucking hard, and gotta give it to New England. You don't come back like that without an unbelievable play like Julian Edelman. That ball didn't touch the fucking ground. Like,
Yep.
Unbelievable game.
Yep.
Number 2, I'm right there with you guys. New England 34, Atlanta 28, Super Bowl 51. I predicted it. I was sitting there watching it with my cousin and her baby daddy at the time. And I remember when Tom Brady came out and threw that pick in the second half. Atlanta scored one more time, and then he went down, scored. They kept trying to throw the ball. They wouldn't run it. I'm like, man, they about to fuck around and let New England come back. And he looked at me and he was like, don't say that shit. Don't say that shit. And lo and behold, Kyle Shanahan choked that shit away. Turner was hot. He was tearing New England ass up, and they stopped giving them the ball. They stopped running the ball. They decided they wanted to try to keep throwing it, and that came back to bite them in the ass. It was one of the most. it was one of the most idiotic coaching jobs and quarterbacking that I had ever seen in professional sports, to be honest with you. Like watching that magnitude of a game, I often question, like, damn, what the fuck was Matt Ryan at that time? There's no way he thought to himself, I got to tell these coaches we need to stop throwing this ball and let's run it. Like I don't
Audible,
get that.
like
Literally.
Yeah. Coleman too. Coleman and I
Devontae
think was it
Freeman.
Tevin Coleman?
Devontae
Yeah,
Freeman.
Devontae Freeman. Yeah.
Look, Devontae Freeman probably sitting
They
on his
couldn't
couch
stop
right
him.
now saying, "Why they ain't give me the rock in the second half, coach? Why they ain't give me the rock in the second half, coach?"
Dead ass. Dead ass.
and that's become the Shanahan way because there was another Super Bowl. He did the same thing as head coach. Just can't
He's
remember
giving
which
up.
one. The first
He gave
half,
up
he
2 more big leads.
ran it, was getting 6.2 yards on average a carry, and in the second half, we're throwing it. I'm like, why is porn star Jimmy throwing now? Run the ball.
Facts,
Run the
bro.
ball.
Mhm.
Number. Did everyone go?
No, I'm a New England Atlanta was my honorable mention because I wasn't about to give fuck Tom Brady. I'm not about to give him any more credit than what I already gave him in my top five. Um,
This is like a Tom Brady hate watch.
oh, you don't even
They all
understand,
are.
bro. Wait till we start talking basketball. We start talking about the Celtics. Like that's where all of this
Oh
started.
yeah. I know.
I
I
told you
get it.
I'm
I
an
get it.
'80s baby, and the Celtics used to kick our ass in the '80s.
I get it. I
So
get it.
that's where all of this comes from. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie to you. I already figured all this out a long time ago. Um, but that was my honorable mention. That game. My number two, Philly special, Philadelphia Eagles fly. Tom Brady lost to Nick Foles in the motherfucking Super Bowl. I don't care if it was aesthetically pleasing. I don't care if it was a good game or not. Oh, that shit felt so good to see Tom Brady lose to motherfucking Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. That's my number two.
There.
See, you feel the way I feel because I refuse to give Tom Brady any credit, even if the game was good. It ain't going in there because it's Tom Brady. But I say that to say number one is a recent game. To me, this game was the best game I've seen because, like I said, I like competitive games. But 2023, Kansas City, Philadelphia, 38-35. Like there was no boring part. It was just a nice balanced game of competition for me. You know, I mean, aside from the play that at the end of the game, that pass interference that might have not been one, that's we can't tell. But for me, that was the best Super Bowl that I've seen, competitive wise, for me.
And my number one, I gotta roll with the Giants versus the Patriots. The helmet catch. It was the greatest catch of all time, and the greatest stick it to him type moment when it comes down to uh, Eli Manning sticking it to Tom Brady once again, and that was probably the greatest time ever in New York because that was unbelievable. We never seen nothing like that ever. 17-14. Even though I'm a Jets fan and been a diehard Jets fan my whole entire life, it was a good to see the Giants beat the Patriots. So that was one of the greatest, man.
I might as well follow right behind you because I got that as my number one as well. Super Bowl 42. Giants 17, New England 14. Oh, with that
Oh,
defense, man. That defense, Tuck in the crew. Human Euro,
yep.
Strahan. Man,
Straight hand.
Brandon
Yep.
Jacobs, that running back. That was
That was
a
a good
that
defense.
was a low key like solid ass mediocre team. And
Yeah,
Tom
with
Brady
a
lost
mediocre
to him.
quarterback. Yep.
I hope that shit
I think
still
I think
bother
he's
him
I
to
think he's
this
still
day.
I think I was just about to say that. I think he's still pissed about that one game. Like he's like, ah, I could have won that. Because he definitely could have won that one, man.
Man, see, that's what make that my number one. That's what make that my number one to see Tom Brady lose to that team and see him lose to the little brother Eli.
Facts.
After he had his way with Peyton, him and Belichick had been running the train on Peyton. Pause for so long. Eli Manning was able to show up with his best next Friday impression. You think I'm gonna let you be the
The views expressed on this podcast are not.
If you would like to voice a complaint or opinion, please go fuck yourself.
Oh man.
next Friday, bro? He said, "You think I'm gonna let you beat up on my big brother like that?" Rematch.
Oh shoot. Oh man, that's funny.
Oh man. Yeah,
Guys,
no.
we got-
Good.
You go.
All right. So I tried to be objectively unbiased, and I tried to be look at not just the whole game, but also the halftime performance of the Super Bowl and how good that would have been. So I have actually, even though Tom Brady won, I'm going with Super Bowl 38 as my number one, where the Patriots defeated the Panthers 32-29. Tight game throughout the entire game. Very impressive game. The halftime show was Janet Jackson, and I was a 13-year-old boy. Like,
Now we getting to the point. Okay, I got you.
yeah, that from wire to wire, that game was entertaining. So yeah, I'm putting that one. Another Adam Vinatieri game clinching, Super Bowl clinching field goal. HC Tom Brady, but this was only their second one, so I didn't really hate the Patriots yet. I was getting there, but like that was a good one.
That game was also an honorable mention for me, and I wasn't even thinking about the nip slip. You know what I'm saying? It was a really good game. You know what I mean? And I meant quick story at the Super Bowl party with my uncle and my dad and everybody. I missed the nip slip because I got up to go fix my plate and shit. I wasn't looking at the screen, and I hear everybody go, "Oh damn!" And it's like, "What the hell?" And like, "Man, her titty popped out." What the hell you mean? Janet Jackson titty popped out on what? Like,
Yeah, your boy saw it. Your boy.
man, I mean, with the benefit of Pornhub and everything nowadays, I done seen it since then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one of my boys.
I just
One of
missed
my
it in
boys
real
had
time.
that.
That's all.
One of my boys had that as his screensaver on his computer. Next day we go to school. He goes, he goes, I don't even remember the game. The last thing I remember is Janet Jackson's titty.
That's right, bro. But my number one is both New England Patriot losses to the New York Giants. Both of them. Both of them. From the helmet catch, which again, like if you played that game 10 times, how many times will New England win? If you just ran that playback 10 times, how many times would it turn out like that? You know what I'm saying? Even if you let him get outside the pocket and just get to the point where he let it go, and Tyree, you know what I'm saying? That, and people will be sleeping on the Manningham catch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was arguably better.
One of the best like the helmet catch was like at best 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, the Manningham was a dime.
That dime he dropped to Manningham, either he was gonna catch it or nobody was gonna touch it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And again, fuck Tom Brady, fuck New England, fuck Boston as a staff and label and as a motherfucking crew. And if you down with New England, then fuck you too. So, you know.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, that's my number one.
I like the list.
Now I know Raj said he had to get out of here. You gotta get going, Raj. So we'll save the halftime list for tomorrow. The best halftime show.
Definitely. Appreciate everybody, fellas. Take care.
Hey, take it easy, son. Be safe out there.
Peace.
Okay, so we'll save the halftime show list for tomorrow. But
Yeah, somebody likes Bad Bunny enough they can throw it on there.
That's not happening.
Are we still doing the what is it? The top 10 outrageous moments?
The
Oh, we
injury
never did that. You guys didn't do it
moment.
last week. I didn't even I didn't even write that
No.
list out, bro. I didn't
the
have
media
time. And
moment.
then
You talking about the media moments,
got,
right, bro?
Yeah, I got an idea.
The sound bites. The sound bites.
Sound
That's
bites,
right.
yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Let's do something. I did a top 10. I'll repeat. I'll say it out to y'all, and y'all rate it. How about that?
okay.
Okay.
All right. So at number 10.
Wait, hold on. Before you say, when you say rate it, you want us to rate it 1 through 5? Like, how do you want us to rate it?
Gold star.
Like Stephen A. Like A,
Pass,
B,
fail.
C,
Oh, you want us to rate the whole list?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Just rate the list.
Okay. That's the good. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so number 10, I went with the Charles Barkley. I am not a role model. He got into it. He got into it with one of the media. And this shit went on to become a whole franchise for him for a second, doing commercials. He got a deal off of it.
Yeah.
I think that's how the right guard shit started. If I'm not mistaken, y'all remember the right guard commercials for Charles Barkley back in the day?
Yeah.
Anything less
That
would
might
be
be a little bit
uncivilized.
uncivilized. That might be a little bit before Mike and Agent time or whatever, man. But I got number 10 was Charles Barkley. I'm not a role model. Number 9, Derek Anderson. I don't know if y'all remember this shit,
DA.
but during
I just said DA. I don't remember. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
during a Monday Night Football game back in 2010, the Cleveland Browns were playing
You
the
talking about the
49ers,
quarterback?
and Derek Anderson, was their quarterback.
Okay.
And they were getting their asses beat 27-6. And at a certain point throughout the ass whooping, the cameras cut to the sideline, and they caught Derek Anderson on the sideline chopping it up with one of the teammates laughing. And so this became a question in the media, availability after the game. And Derek Anderson goes on to quote by saying, "I put my heart and soul in this shit." And he goes on this whole long rant.
I don't remember this at all.
I'm not a lie. I don't remember this at all.
I know what you're
I'll have to
talking
look this one
about.
up.
Long rant about how he put his heart and soul in this shit, and it's serious to him, and fuck you, and like it was hilarious, man.
I'll have to look that up. I haven't heard that one.
They asked him about like why were you on the sidelines laughing? Like what's funny about losing 27-6? And he just went off, man, on the whole little. He went off, man. I would say look that one up. That was a funny one from back in the day, 2004.
All right. I'll check it out.
Number 8, I got beast mode. I'm just here so I don't get fined. One of the legendary press conferences after the game, man. Beast mode.
Yeah,
I mean, what else can I say? We all know Lynch.
That one way higher on the list for me.
I agree. Yeah, I'm surprised this is I would have put this higher.
Oh no!
I ain't gonna lie.
Look, but we go.
Keep going.
Keep going.
So number 7, Richard Sherman doing his best Macho Man impression that he could ever do. This nigga channeled his best 1984 to 1994 WWF backstage interview impressions that he could ever motherfucking do when he stopped Michael Crabtree on the final play of the game.
But you come in with a video of the receiver like that.
Yes.
Sorry, Crabtree.
We never talk about the best. So what you
he cut a shoot promo on national TV after an NFL game.
When he stopped Michael Crabtree, bro. The rivalry between Richard Sherman and Michael Crabtree was definitely like one of the best quarterback wideout rivalries of the 2010s, man. That was a good one.
Hey, Crabtree ain't punk him like Akeem Talib did, though. Akeem Talib snatched his shadows.
That dude was an asshole.
Snatched his chain on national TV.
Talib was an asshole.
Yeah, Talib was something else, man. He funny on YouTube. He be on the little arena, with
Yeah,
Skip and
yeah,
all the Gill shit. So
yeah.
that should be funny, man. But coming in at number 6, we got Mike Tyson with the epic "Eat Your Children." When after he got at the post media conference after he had beat Lou Savaresi and shit, talked about eating motherfuckers'
I want to
children
take his
and
heart.
shit. Take their heart. Like he want them to be scared, want them to be. That shit was ferocious, dog. That shit was
But
ferocious.
but the most gangster part was he ended it with praise be to Allah.
After talking about eating somebody's children, praise be to Allah, bro. All right, so we on the final stretch. Fellas. At number 5, this dude is what I consider. Y'all ever heard of the phrase typecast?
Mm-hmm.
You familiar with that phrase, Solstice, Mike? Typecast.
I'm not. Typecast? No.
So typecast is kind of like what a lot of people would refer to actors like Robert De Niro, Joe
Oh,
Pesci.
okay. Like, okay.
They Al Pacino, like they always get
Yeah.
typecasted to play these certain particular type of roles. And I am convinced, fellas, that ESPN has typecasted Herm Edwards as the angry grandfather. Because coming in at number 5 is Herm Edwards. You played to win the game. Hello. Just like after he said hello, his face has never changed from the moment he said hello all the way to now. If you watch him on ESPN, he's always the one that they go to for the angry song. When they cut to him, he's looking like this. Then he starts
Always mad.
He's always mad. They have typecasted him on ESPN as the angry grandfather. Herm Edwards.
Yeah.
They don't want him breaking down film for him. They want him to be angry Coach Herm all the time.
Yeah, for sure, man. And coming in
That's
at
funny.
number 4, Mike Gundy. I'm 40. Okay? You want to write a column like that about some kid? Come write that about me. I'm 40. I'm a man.
I'm a man.
Mike Gundy, when he was defending his quarterback, Bobby Reed, when they had just beat Texas Tech 49-45, apparently it was a columnist that had been writing some stuff about the young quarterback in college at the time that the head coach had just did not, think was impressive or nice. He didn't take well to it. So after the win, it was brought up in the press conference, and Mike Gundy went on this whole rant about how he's a man, he's 40. Like, if you want to, don't question the kid, question me, bring it to me. I mean, he went off on the media, man, and then he just walked out. It's something about when that type of stuff happened, it just be so funny. And mind you, they won the game. They didn't lose. So the way he ended the press conference and walked out, you would have thought it was one of those legendary press conferences where they lost in a close one, got their ass whooped, pissed off. They won the game. So I don't know exactly what was written in the columnist about Bobby Reed at the time, but Mike Gundy was defending Bobby Reed the way you would want a parent to defend their child. So we gonna move on. Number 3, Jim Moore, Sr. Playoffs.
Talking playoffs.
Don't talk about playoffs.
Playoffs? Yeah. No argument here.
Another one of them epic rants that get played all throughout the history of time, man. Like that's probably one of the top 3, top 5 that you always gonna see was the Jim Moore Sr. rant about playoffs after they had just lost the game. Media man asked him about, what does he think this does for their position in the playoff standings?
Playoffs?
Like, playoffs? Like
Playoffs?
Oh, playoffs? Like,
I just want to win a
he
game.
walks off this shit. He walks off, but Jim Moore playoffs. Number 2, AI practice. Not the game, practice. Now, what a lot of people don't know about this thing is that they tried to, even though it's one of the top sound bites in sports history, they tried to twist this one. They tried to make it seem like AI was drunk. They tried to make it seem like he was on some bullshit.
I
When in
remember
the
that.
reality, he had just lost his best friend, had just been murdered. And they, we all know what the relationship was like between AI and the media, especially during that time where he had took them to the finals, won MVP. It just got things were really rocky. He never really had the best relationship with his head coach and Larry Brown. But it was a lot going on during that time. But at number 2, we got the epic AI practice rant, not the
Real quick.
game practice.
Also, what gets lost in that is because again they chopped it down to a little bitty sound bite. But what he wasn't saying was, because if you go and watch the whole thing, what he wasn't saying was, I don't practice, so why are you asking me about practice, or whatever the case may be. But when they chopped it down the way they did and presented it the way they did, they spun it to make it sound as if he don't concern himself with practicing. He's spoken on this and been like, listen, how can I be an MVP in the NBA without practicing? Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't even make no sense. But they,
Yeah.
the narrative that they were trying to, present. You know what I mean? That also gets lost in that part.
Yeah, it does. Definitely. And then number 1.
Thank you.
Let's see if y'all can unanimously guess it all together. Can y'all guess number 1?
See, I thought number 1 was going to be playoffs.
That's what if not that,
Really?
maybe Denny Green. They
There
were who
goes
we thought
Yeah.
they were.
They were who
They
we
were
thought
who we
they
thought
were.
they were.
Yeah,
And we
Denny
set
Green
them
is
up
who
to
I was
look.
like, yeah.
If you want to crown them, go ahead and crown
They
their ass. Bro, that's the number 1 rant. And we'll never see nothing
I was
else
supposed to
like
sure
it.
if there was going to be a
That's the
basketball
number
quote
1
I didn't know
rant.
about. Yeah.
The
Yeah, that was
AI
great.
one, probably. But yeah, Denny Green coming in at number 1 with they were who we thought they were after they basically let the Bears off the hook
Lost it.
in a Monday Night Football game where they did have them beat, and they all of a sudden didn't have them beat, and they lost the game, and he
Evan
was
Hester did
upset
the Evan
about
Hester thing.
it. He was very upset about that one. So,
And what
and
was it?
that's
What was it, like a block
I,
punt or a block field goal or
I fuck
something?
with it.
yeah.
No, they let Devin Hester return it for a touchdown.
I'm going to give your list an A. I think you hit everyone. I forgot about that one. They are who we thought they are. So like your top 3 could have went in any order. Like there's no wrong answer. But for me, it would have been playoffs. Just like his face, and it's playoffs, playoffs.
Like the angry dad when you ask for something you know you shouldn't be asking for. You asking to go outside, but it's a sink full of dishes that haven't been washed or put in the dishwasher, and he just looking at you like outside.
Right.
Coughs.
That was hilarious. I
When your
give it an
parent get
A
to ask
though.
you rhetorical questions that they know you ain't gonna answer or have no answer to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
I would say A minus, only minus because, bro, I can't believe you left Sheed out. Everybody play hard. Everybody play hard.
Or
Everybody play
left off ball. Or left off ball. Don't lie.
See, that's more of a like in-game thing. Like, you know what I
that's
mean?
an
Like, I don't
in-game
consider that
thing.
like a, you know
Okay.
what I mean? Like a, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Uh,
it was supposed to be strictly like media stuff. Okay, I got you.
that's what it was, right? Like different
Yeah,
stuff we saw in the media, right?
media outtakes.
No, yeah, like I ain't gonna lie. When I have my list, him and Marshawn gonna be number 1 and number 2 because I feel like that was just like the smartest, most passive aggressive shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all want me
So
to say
fucking petty.
some
So
bullshit
fucking
so I can
petty.
find out you can get a sound bite or get a blurb or a headline or whatever. So that's why I rock with I'm just here so I don't get fined. And Marshawn sat down and really explained it. Like, listen, y'all, I'm really only here so I don't get fined. So whatever you ask me, my answer is gonna be, I'm just here so I don't get fined. You know what I'm saying? Like he ran it all down for him. You feel me?
Yeah,
It was one that I definitely would have wanted to put in there, but unfortunately, it was more of a visual bite than a sound bite per se. But it was this one, and you can look it up on YouTube. But it was an umpire that blew up in a game some years back. And man, when I tell you this man did the fool, it's definitely like one of the top 20 media moments in sports history. But again, it's a visual bite. And he pulled up the base and threw it. He
I
took
remember
off
that.
the stuff. He started crawling around like an army guy and rolling
Yeah.
and shit.
This
It
was
was
a minor
hilarious,
league
bro.
game, right?
It was a minor
Yeah,
league game.
yeah,
He
I
blew the
remember
fuck
that.
up.
He threw the
That
grenade and
shit was
everything,
funny.
right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He clown, but it's one
I
of them things
remember
you
that.
gotta show it. You gotta show it. I definitely would have had that in there if it was like a way we could like show videos or something, bro. I'd have showed that shit. That shit was hilarious. I laugh at that every time I see it.
I remember that shit.
I would also give your list an A minus. I would have just put beast mode higher. And the only soundbite that I can think.
damn it! Every time he
Oh,
starts,
Right, every time he started moving that bug. Damn, I want to know what the soundbite is.
I know, right?
Like a Power Ranger cliffhanger from back
Power
in the
Ranger
day.
cliffhanger.
Remember how I used to go off? Are they going to be able to save Zordon? Are the Power Rangers going to be able to make it happen? Tune in tomorrow.
Hey, look, I just came across something somewhere on social yesterday or the day before, and it's like, did you know that Power Rangers was filmed at 2 different times? There's, you know what I mean, the Americanized version where you see the kids in school, and then the part where they're actually in the action version is like, and it's like, nigga, duh. Like, how did you not know that shit if you was watching it? Like, that shit was old, grainy, you know what I mean? Old 80s, 90s footage. And it looked completely different than everything. And it's like, how would you not know that? It looked like 2 completely different shows. And even when Rita would be talking, it was like an old kung fu movie. You know what I'm saying? It's English words and shit, but you know what I mean? Her mouth is, like, duh. How would you not know that?
Oh man. Well, I guess we lost Brandon here.
Yeah.
So hold on, I'm gonna end the show. I just want to say something off camera. So to everyone who tuned in this morning, thank you. Make sure you
Picks.
picks for
We all
what?
got.
We did our picks, bro.
We did the picks in the beginning.
We did our picks.
I must have missed that one. I must have missed it.
Yeah, we picked. We picked. Yeah, we all picked.
The score. Gave who thought was gonna be MVP.
We gave it with a score. I forgot.
All good. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for everyone for coming in. And we'll be back tomorrow with the rest of the NFL stuff to talk about the game and some NBA. See y'all tomorrow.
All right, y'all.